wrapped up that FBS game last week. Defense played really solid. Had a couple of nice plays on the other side too. But I guess kind of recap last week and then going into conference play this.
Yeah, sure. First of all, it was a good experience for us. I mean, I thought we traveled well. What I mean by that is there's always different organizational things that go into play. So I was pleased with that. It was a good atmosphere, good experience for our players. They have a nice place there, good crowd. Very loud crowd. Start with our defense. Beside the first drive, I was very pleased with our. First drive, obviously, they went right down the field, and you can go through our call sheets and see, misassignment, just didn't handle the speed of the game and the atmosphere very good the first drive. After that, I was very pleased with. I thought we tackled really well. Thought we were in our gaps and we adjusted to the speed of the game and showed a lot of improvement on defense. So I was pleased with the growth with that. There was our safeties. I thought O'Shea and Sims played much better than they did the week before in tackling, and our, defensive line was in the right gaps after the first drive. And there's still some things we need to improve on defense that when we're not making the tackle that we need to play good team defense to allow and do our responsibility so our teammate can make the tackle. And there's some things there we got to improve on, but much improved with our physicality and our effort on defense. Offensively, never gave ourselves a chance. Some of it was due to, they got good players. They're good on defense. Their defensive line's really well. They got a good scheme. So you knew it was an uphill battle when it came to that. But to be offside 7 or 8 times throughout the game. Whether it be with the noise, whether it be because of their shifts and movements up front, disappointed in that. It wasn't a physical thing. It was a mental effort to be able to withstand that and know that the shift's coming and not be offside. It wasn't just one guy; it was multiple guys, and so. We're not the same as we were last year offensively from an offensive line standpoint. Okay, what I mean by that is Gavin's had to move from guard to tackle for what's best for the offensive line, and I appreciate him that. But that's different. Even though there's 3 guys back, Hatchie's having to bounce around and play multiple positions to be able to help the offensive line, and so. We've got to make some adjustments there. We've got to continue to grow up front against good opponents, and so. And then you look at that from a team standpoint. The offense I thought was solid the first 2 games. Didn't get anything done this week, and the defense was better this week. So we have not played a full game yet. And now that we're into conference opponents, we've got to be able to do that. So, does it sound like I'm being hard on them? Absolutely. There's FCS teams that you see Southern Illinois go and beat Northwestern, who SEMO beat the week before. So, I expected us to play better and to compete better and have a chance at that. In that game, we didn't do it. So hopefully we'll learn from it and make some adjustments and come back home this week. We need to be at home. It's good for us to be at home and kind of get in the flow of what a regular season's like.
Can games like the last 2 on the road against some good quality opponents and some good road venues, you may not be able to answer this for another 2 months, but do games like that, do you think that can make your team tougher, not just physically, but mentally?
Yeah, no doubt. Those guys. You knew Missouri State was good. And then you see them really compete well against Arkansas, this week. And once again, that's why I was so disappointed and not pleased with our performance offensively Saturday because we're capable of that. Okay, now, like I said, we've got some injuries, offensive lines, shuffling guys around, and you got multiple guys that are engineering majors that have labs in the afternoons. So practice is never the same, and so we're having to adjust to get through that. And then the guard, Demarius was out this week, which really put us in a bind at that the guard spot. So, but that's college football. There's no waiver wire where you can go get other guys. You got who you got. But yes, to go back to your original question, yeah, two hostile environments. That's you have no choice but to grow and handle that, and we will, and it will benefit us whether it be this week or weeks to come.
Talk about injuries defensively, John Ford's been battling that shoulder
Yeah.
injury since camp. Had to come out of the game Saturday against Boise State. Is that a young man that will be able to bounce back and play this week, you think, or is he going to be out for an extended amount of time?
He's going to be fighting that all year, and John is very physical, physical player. And I think he'll be, I think he'll be back. I certainly hope he's back. I think John will be first one to tell you that we've got to get him to where, him and Rob Hicks inside there, you don't have to make every tackle. Okay, I know sometimes it seems like you do, but you don't have to make every tackle. Be in your gap, control your gap. They're going to make their plays, but most their minuses are from just trying to do too much and aborting the system of the defense. So, but he's a tough player, and I expect him to be back, and he'll play through it all year, hopefully.
You talk about you need to be at home, and
Mhm.
that's probably about the only familiar thing that's going to be about this week because
Yeah.
everything about Lindenwood is brand new.
Yeah.
Players are brand new, never seen it before. Program is brand new,
Mhm.
never seen it before. So, got to talk about how you prepare for something like that.
Well, you see them on tape. It's no different than playing non-conference opponent that you haven't played before. So from that standpoint, it's not game one; it's game two. Both of us have got multiple games. We have 3 under our belt. They have 2. So you see the tape and you get adjusted to it. But it is different here, and like you're referring to, hearing them. This is a conference game, so that's new, and But no, it won't affect us at all this week. It's a new conference opponent. They're 2-0. I'm sure they're excited to come in here and play their first conference game, and I'm sure they're pleased with how their season. You're a playoff team from last year, the Division II level, and there's some quality Division II teams out there. So now they're making the jump and got a quality team, and so looking forward, like I said, to the competition.
Cade Brister, quarterback for Lindenwood's, had a very successful career.
Mhm.
Really through the air, he's also shown the ability to run.
Mm-hmm.
The schedule played so far, especially against Missouri State, or have you been happy with how the last 2 games, you've been happier with the way the front 3 of the defense has played as opposed to that first game against Western Illinois?
We played several guys this week, some guys that hadn't played a whole lot, to give us some more depth and stuff. So, I think we're growing in that defensive line standpoint. This week we'll be without Gio. This week he's got a funeral in the family that he needs to go attend and be with his family. So we wish him our thoughts and prayers with him. So he won't be here this week. We'll have to make some more adjustments. But I thought T.J. Neal played well this week, and Cooley needs to show up and bring something, and I'm sure he will this week. Counting on him. So to answer your question, yes, I think we're getting better up front. I think we're adding some more guys into it that are giving us some more depth.
Dalen kind of has transformed
Yeah.
his body in the offseason, and you've seen that pay off to be a guy who's tied with John for the league lead in sacks and just
Yeah.
making things difficult back there. Can you kind of speak to his development?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dot's a guy that is difficult to handle. His, he's in between a linebacker and a D lineman, and he's very athletic. He's very strong. He's very explosive, and he's learned how to play the position. And I think he'll be the first one to tell you, once he bought into it, he's only going to get better with it. He's a guy that when the plays are there to be made, he's making them. He's learning how to play how to play double teams. Okay, he's learning how to block recognition, all those type of things. But as he's doing it, he's still making an impact on the game as he continues to learn. So we're very happy with Dot. Looking forward to his growth throughout the season. But he's athletic. So what happens is with those big guys, is his second reaction. When he fits on the run and then it's play action. Sometimes he's got the ability to be able to get off the block and still pressure the quarterback. He's got some length, he's got some strength and some explosiveness. So yeah, I'm very pleased with Dot, but, looking forward to seeing him still continue to grow because I think he's got a lot of high ceiling.
Two-part question. Speak of the versatility of Hachi. He's been an All-American for you, and
Yeah.
you're kind of forced to do some different
Yeah.
things with him, but having a guy that can be so versatile to play
Yeah.
tackle, guard, center, and then second point, seemingly stepping up, and you've had good exchanges back there by a guy that you probably didn't expect to play a ton of snaps this year.
Well, yeah, you're right with Hatch. Sometimes you say, would you rather have, 5 Hatchies or 5 Gavin Olsons? I mean, that's a good problem to have. I mean, because they're all, very versatile, and of course Gavin's got the length to be able to play the tackle position, and then he's been very successful at the guard. But Hatchie be able to go play those tackles, is just. You don't want to have to do that. You don't want to have to do that. You want those other tackles to be able to grow up and give us some, but they're not. They're not ready yet. So Hatchie had to continue to do that for us, and I appreciate his, the teammate that he is, and him and Gavin both are, to somewhat be playing out of position at times, but that's what's best for the team right now, so I do appreciate that.
I'm sure the answer is no, but when you go and transition from non-conference play to conference play, is there a certain switch that you think the guys will have to take? Or because I know the no comes in where you hope you're always at a certain level.
Yeah.
But it's a new season, as you sometimes say, and every game matters.
Well, I think especially coming off the 2 losses, the answer I would say, yeah. You hope so. You knew going into this, what a difficult schedule this was for us. And the mathematical equation was this is one of the equations you could be at, would be 1 and 2. I think the probabilities of being on the road for both those games was probably what most people thought. So because even if you play well last week, it's still a difficult win on the road, and you're still sitting here staring at 1 and 2. So yeah, I think that the vibe at this 2:00 meeting will be, conference. We understand you got 5 opportunities, and that's how, from a NCAA standpoint, you'll be measured. And so I hope the guys are excited, and it creates a vibe from the standpoint of new season, that kind of scenario. I hope so. Yeah.